Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Felixstowe Matters. Now first of all, my apologies for the little technical glitch at the start, but everybody has it. I'm sorry to say, I was going to say I'm pleased to say, it happened with the BBC the other day, and I smirked because I thought, well, it's not us, we're not the only people who have technical blips. Now today we've got someone very special for you. It's one of the oldest businesses in Felixstowe. And it's a wonderful business, and the other special thing about it is, of course, that it's animals, dogs. And we've got with us today Sarah, and welcome Sarah, it's lovely to have you with us.
Thank you. And
we're going to talk all about dandy dogs who are in Cobbold Road, and it's a wonderful thing. But we're going to talk a little bit about Sarah, because you're not a Felixstowe girl yourself, are you, Sarah?
No, we moved here when I was about 9.
9? Gosh, that's very good. And why did you come to Felixstowe?
My uncle had a hotel called Woodhall Hotel in
Woodbridge. That's a Woodbridge, yes.
Yeah, Stutton, I think.
Oh, yes.
And then we used to visit with my nan and granddad.
Yes.
So my nan and granddad moved to Trimley and bought a house in Brotherton Avenue before it was even built in Trimley.
Yes.
And then Mum liked it, so we moved up as well.
That's very good. Now, your mother has always done dogs, I think, hasn't she?
Yes.
And so you went to the Deben High, presumably?
Yes.
Yes. Well, just a Deben school, wasn't it, in your days? What was it called?
I don't know.
You went to you went to the local school, and then after you left school, you went to college.
I went to college.
And what did you do at college?
A hotel reception, which
did
was
you?
just
I suppose that's because of your uncle with the hotel, I suppose.
And I worked in the Marlborough Hotel.
Oh, did you? I see.
After school, and at weekends and after college. So I just thought, well, I quite liked it.
I see. So
but then after I did a placement in hotel reception in the Orwell.
Oh, did you?
I just found it really boring.
Did you?
I don't want to do that anymore.
Oh, but of course, you'd started on animals at a much earlier age, hadn't you?
Yes, well, Mum's always had dogs.
Yes,
always.
Yes.
So before we moved here, she was trimming then, and she showed and bred Cocker Spaniels.
Did she? Yes.
And then went on to Rottweilers.
Gosh.
And I had a miniature poodle, which I didn't show, but.
Yes. But you used to trim that yourself.
Yes.
Gosh, that's good. So you did start at an early age.
Yes.
Because they're quite difficult to trim, I think.
Poodles are one of the hardest because of the way you have to trim them.
Yes.
So mine did look a bit funny. Until I got the hang of it at the age of 9.
Gosh, that's very good, isn't it? But of course, poodles, I'm running ahead a little bit now, but poodles, we hear they're crossing them with so many dogs now. You get cockapoo, what are they called?
Cockapoos, labradoodles, chipoos.
What's a chipoo?
Chihuahua and a poodle.
Oh, is it? Oh, I see, yes.
What are the other ones? All sorts.
And why do they cross so many with poodles then?
I think it started, I believe, that because some people are allergic to dogs.
Yes.
I think it was a farmer or somebody wanted a working dog that he wasn't allergic to, so he bred them with the standard poodles. He had labradoodles.
Oh, I see.
And then the trend has just carried on because a poodle's coat and a bichon's coat and a few others because they don't molt. And
bichon, what is
bichon
a bichon?
frise?
Oh, that's another.
Little white.
Oh, I see. Yes, I'm not very up on dogs, I'm afraid. Yes.
No, there's a lot of them in Felixstowe.
I bet there are. Yes.
But 9 times out of 10, you're not allergic to them because it's different kind of hair.
Oh, I see.
So they crossed them to sort of make them.
So, in other words, if somebody's allergic to dogs, they should either get a poodle or they should get one of these poodle crosses.
Yes, I mean, it won't work for everybody.
No.
But I think,
But that's a general good rule, isn't it? Because there's so many people who are allergic to dogs, and if there's a way out, they're heartbroken because they can't have a dog.
Yeah.
And here's an answer. But at any rate, you started off with your little poodle at the age of 7 or 8, trimming from that age. So that was a very good start. And your mother was actually showing dogs at that time.
She showed Cocker Spaniels,
yes.
And then she moved on to Rottweilers.
Gosh, that's very good, isn't it?
So when we moved here, we had both breeds.
Because, of course, Rottweilers, they're lovely dogs, and it's really some of the owners which are the problems with Rottweilers.
No, they are. But their natural instinct is to guard.
Oh, I see.
So you don't want to encourage them to do that, because it's in them anyway. So you just treat them as a normal dog, but, people like to use them as a symbol.
Yes. Well, this is the trouble. A lot of young men of the wrong sort, I'm afraid, have
Well, the same thing with Staffordshire Bull Terriers.
Have
They're
they done
lovely
that as
dogs.
well? Yes.
Staffies are lovely dogs.
Yes.
And very friendly, but they get a bad reputation because of
The
circumstances.
well, this is right. So then after college, then you went to the hotel work, but then you got fed up with hotel work from the sounds of it. It wasn't your...
Well, my course, I did the first year.
Yes.
And there was another year to it,
Yes.
but they cancelled it while we were on holidays,
Yes.
summer holidays. So, and it just didn't work out. So I went to work with my dad.
Now, your dad was doing what?
He had Vicon swimming pools.
Swimming pools? Gosh, that's a change from hotel work to swimming pools.
He built swimming pools, and he had a place out at Stonham Barnes.
Oh, yes.
So I went to work for him and did all his office work.
That's very good. Because he's a builder as well, isn't he?
He's a builder.
And he's still working locally,
Yes,
I think. Yes.
yeah.
What's the name of his firm? So if we want a builder, we know who to go
It's just
to.
BP Bloomfield Services.
Bloomfield Services. Oh, we remember that. We want a builder because he's been going for a long time in Felixstowe
Very
from the
long
sounds
time,
of it.
yeah.
And he specialises. He still specialises in swimming pools.
He gave up on the swimming pools.
Yes.
Now he just does. He manages his builders
Oh,
rather
I
than
see,
does.
yes.
He doesn't do the building work himself.
Because of
anymore.
course you told me before, you said, and of course he sells fish as well, or
We
used to
used
sell
to,
fish
yeah,
as
we
well.
used to-
And I thought, well, that seems a strange combination, but I was thinking of a fishmonger. But
No,
this was
fish.
pond fishes.
A live fish.
Live
so.
fishes, gosh, that's interesting.
Yeah, koi carp and shabunkins,
Yes.
goldfish.
So you've got a real pet background, home pet background. And then what happened then? So you went with your father and...
Yeah, I did all his accounts and the office. Ran the office.
Yes,
And then decided I wanted to go further into accounts.
yes,
So I went to college and did an AAT course, which is Association of Accounting Technicians.
oh yes, yes.
Did the first year, but then I left working for him and went to worked in a couple of shipping offices down the dock.
Yes.
But I got made redundant.
Oh,
so
shame, yes.
I went in to help Mum for the day,
Yes.
and that was about
Mum was, of course, trimming dogs.
trimming dogs.
Yes, yes.
And that was in 92, I think, 93.
92, gosh, yes.
And I haven't left.
And you haven't left
No.
since. But of course, what's fascinating is our studio here is in Gainsborough Road, and of course, your mother started her dog business here in Gainsborough
Yes.
Road. So, and I think it must be one of the oldest businesses in Felixstowe, because she's been going now for what, 30 years?
30 years this year.
30 years, it's tremendous, isn't it? So from Gainsborough Road, where did you go then?
We moved to Quilter Road.
Yes.
And Mum trimmed in the garages at the back.
Oh yes, yes.
And then from there we went to Dandy Dogs, which is now in Cobbled
Road, that's marvellous. Well, we came to Felixstowe, and of course we've got little Bella there, whom we've got beside you. I don't know whether the camera can see Bella. Pick her up a bit so that we can all see her. Now here is a personal recommendation from Bella, because Bella has been trimmed regularly by Dandy Dogs ever since we've had her. We adopted her. She was how shall I say, superfluous to requirements where she was, and she came to us, and we've loved her ever since. But you've made such a difference to her. Now let's talk a little bit about Dandy Dogs, because I think you're the only people who do dog trimming in the area, I believe. Is that right?
No, there's quite a few.
Are there?
Yeah,
Oh, I
there's
see.
a few. There's Lady Behind Underwoods, I think, and there's one down the seafront.
Oh, really? Oh, but you're the only actual premises with dogs, are you? Actual shop devoted solely to it.
I suppose so, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no, there's one down Beach Station Road, I think.
Is there? I see. Oh, well.
Yeah, there's a few, but
you're
I think we're
the main
the
one,
longest
and the oldest one in Felixstowe. Now, tell us something about the dogs that you have coming in to you. What do you find about them? Let me tell you, if we're bringing a dog in for the first time, what happens to her?
Well, they come in, and then we'll have already had a conversation on the phone,
Yes.
roughly, about what you want.
Yes.
Then when I can see the dog,
Yes.
we can go over what you'd like it to look like.
Yes.
And then I'll tell you what I can actually
Do,
do,
yes.
depending on the state of the coat.
Yes. Because you get a lot of dogs coming in very matted coats.
Some dogs are quite matted, only because they have that type of coat.
I see.
Some dogs have very hard coats, especially cockapoos, actually.
Do they? Yes.
Some of them will have a really easy coat because they've got quite a lot of the cocker textured coat in there, so it's
Yes.
easier. And some of them will have a very dense curly coat which mattes very easily. So
Yes.
if you bring your cockapoo in, for example, and you want it sort of an inch all over, but it's matted,
Yeah.
I might have to take it off the first
I see,
time.
Yes, yes,
So we can then regrow,
yes,
and then if you come in within a certain time,
Yes.
before the coat starts to matte again, then
Yeah.
I can then keep the dog's coat in the right condition
Right,
to
yes.
have the length that you want it.
yes.
But I quite like doing those because they all look slightly different because they're a mixture
Yeah.
of two dogs. So you never quite know what you're going to
Yes.
end up
Yes.
with, you know.
But what amused me was when you were telling me before, when the dogs come in who've been to you before, they actually know what to
they
do.
know where to go, yeah. They come in. Some of them don't like coming in through the gate, but I think quite often that is the owner is slightly nervous,
I
so
see,
the dog
yes.
picks up on that.
Yes.
Once the owner's gone, the dog
Yes.
comes straight through, and they will wait to go and sit in a cage,
Oh, I see,
wait
yeah.
to be done,
Gosh.
because they like being inside
Yes,
something. It makes
yes.
them feel secure, and they will pull to go wherever they
So
want to go.
they know. I think they appreciate it because they love feeling clean, and they like when Bella comes back from you, she
Oh, they do,
preenes
they
herself,
cheer up.
and she's so happy, and she's a different dog sometimes. And it's only because you don't just do the coats though, you do so much more.
Yeah, we cut. When they come in, I'll go over with them what they want. The dog comes in, and then I get them up on the table and rough trim them.
Yes.
So you cut off. I don't want to go and bath a load of coat that
No.
I'm going to cut off.
Yeah, well, that's right.
So we rough trim the shape,
Yes.
and then we make sure that we cut all the hair from underneath the pads.
Yes.
Cut the nails,
Yes.
have a look inside the ears, and
Yes.
if they're full of hair, we might, if the dog will let us, we'll tease some hair out so
Yes.
we can get some more air into the ears.
Yes.
And then that's when we can have a look, and if the dog has an ear infection, or we can then advise the customer
Yes.
that they may need
To go to the
veterinary
vet.
treatment.
That's right. So
And we'll check teeth, but
Yes.
obviously we can't clean teeth like the vet can because.
well, it's a specialised thing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
but
Yes.
we can have a look and make sure
Yes.
there's no trouble.
But it's a safeguard, isn't it? Because if an owner brings a dog to you and you've trimmed her and done her nails and made her look pretty, or him, but you're the right person, you can see any health problems
Yeah, well,
that might be there
yeah.
or likely to come, so you can advise on it. So it's a double safeguard, really.
Yeah,
isn't
well,
it?
we find any lumps. We might find lumps and bumps that the owner may not
Have
feel
spotted,
because of
yes.
the coat.
Yes.
So then we can advise on.
Yes.
We wouldn't advise on treatment, but we would say, look,
We'd say
it's got a
you ought
lump.
to go along to the
Just
vet
pop
to-
down to see the vets just to make
That's
sure.
right, yeah.
It's mainly ear infections.
Is it? Yes.
You might get we can smell an ear infection as it walks in the door,
Can you
whereas
really?
the owner may not realise what it
Really?
is.
Really?
So we can just say, you need to go to the vets and get some
Yes.
drops.
Yes.
But then once we've rough trimmed them, they go in the bath and they have 2 shampoos,
Yes.
and then we use a high-powered blower.
Why do they have 2 shampoos?
Well, we use a medicated shampoo first.
Yes.
It's all evening primrose oil based, so
I see.
it shouldn't make the dog itchy at all. They're
Yes.
all for sensitive skin.
Yes.
And I wash my hair twice.
Yeah.
So we always do 2, and
Yeah.
obviously the dogs are a lot dirtier. They've been down the beach or
Of
they've
course
been
they
in the
have.
woods.
Yes. Yes.
So you do a medicated shampoo first and give it a good scrub and rinse that off, maybe brush through,
Yes.
depending on the coat.
Yes.
And then we do an evening primrose oil shampoo second, which
Yes.
is softer.
I see. Yes.
And we may use conditioner, depending on
Yes.
length of coat.
Yes.
And then we use this high-powered blower that blows all the water off,
Yes.
and it separates the coat. So if there's any mats in there that are going to come out,
Yes.
the blower will get them out, if the
Gosh.
dog will let us do it. Sometimes
Yes.
some of them don't
Well,
like it, so we
yes.
don't bother.
Yes.
And then they go in, we've got a big drying cabinet,
Yes.
which they sit in, and the air circulates all
Gosh.
around them,
I
which
bet
they
they
quite
like
like.
that.
They
don't
do.
They? Yes. I
They
thought
quite like
would.
that.
Yes.
And then we finish them off with a hand dryer,
Yes.
and then do the finishing trim.
Finishing trim. But this is really just to.
Yes,
Make them
even
all
it
look
up,
pretty,
make it
yes.
all, take off all the bits that are fluffed up since the
Yes.
bath.
Yes. So basically, what you recommend with them is that they do this, as we do with Bella, every 3 or 4 months. Now, what do you recommend the owner to do in between whiles?
If you have a dog like a cockapoo, a bichon, anything with a long coat, a Lhasa Apso that you want to keep longer, anything like that, you need to groom them regularly, but also...
When you say groom them, what should owners do with them?
Well, brush and comb, basically.
I see, yes. How often should they brush and comb a dog?
Depends. If it's something like a Bichon that you want to keep a bit of length on, you need to do it every day.
Yes.
Some dogs you can get away with.
Yes.
You know,
I'm afraid we don't brush Bella.
But no, Bella hasn't got any hair, so
she's
that's
lucky
fine.
if she gets brushed once a week. Is that all right?
No, that's fine because she's not got any hair to knock.
I see what you mean.
But if you've got a longer haired, curly coated breed, then it will mat. The worst thing we find is that the dogs will go in the sea and they'll go in the woods or somewhere, get mucky.
Yeah.
The owner will then take it home and give it a wash down with the shower.
Yes.
Give it a good old rub with a towel.
Yes.
And leave it to dry.
Ah.
That is a recipe for disaster because it will just mat up.
Oh, I see. So
Completely.
what should they be doing then?
What they should do is wash off the dirt. Don't just rinse it with water. You need to put a bit of shampoo on there, wash it off.
Now, can they use the shampoo they use on their own hair?
No, because the dogs may be sensitive to it. You need a very mild dog shampoo.
You get a dog shampoo. And do you
sell shampoos.
You do so people can come along and get the right shampoo from you. Yes. Well, I'll remember to buy some when I bring her in next week.
We sell the shampoo that we use.
Yes.
So,
yes.
And for a longer haired breed, we do a detangle shampoo and a detangle spray,
What
which
does that do?
Brilliant. It's like a leave-in conditioner.
Oh yes.
And it's amazing for getting out mats.
Oh, isn't that
so
good?
if it were my dog, if I had a Bichon, for example, and it needed a bath, I'd bath it in the evening primrose oil shampoo or the detangle shampoo, and then give it a bit of a towel dry, spray on the detangle spray, and then blow dry them and brush them at the same time, so that you go through all the coat and get all any knots out.
So when you say blow dry, somebody can use their own hair dryer, just an ordinary hair dryer.
But then you separate the coat and you've brushed it all through, because if you leave that to dry, but they've got a very curly coat, and it'll just mat together.
I see.
And then every time you do that, so if you go every day to the beach and every day you come home and you rinse off the sand, it'll just, by the end of the week, you've got knots.
I see.
Which I can't then get out,
I see.
And then your dog has to be clipped off.
I see.
And it may be shorter than what
so
the
it's
customer
really every
would
day.
really
If
like.
they go to the beach every day, they should come home and do what you've just said.
Yes, I mean you don't necessarily have to completely bath it every day, but don't towel dry it and leave it to dry.
Yeah, so
you
you've
must
got to
brush it through.
Brush it through, and preferably with a hair dryer.
Oh yes. You need to dry it, because if it dries on its own, it will just knit together.
I see.
And then the longer that goes on, they come in, and the top might look all fluffy, but underneath is knitted, and then I have no choice but to take it off. Of course, it's too short. You want a bit of fluff on there.
I see what you mean. Yes. And tell me, have you had any character dogs, the ones that you remember?
Yes, I do one particular one called Zach, who hates having his feet done. Absolutely.
Doesn't like his feet being done.
He's got sore feet, to be fair.
Yes.
But I have to trim all round his toenails, and I hold his foot, and he holds my finger.
What does he hold it with?
His mouth.
His mouth?
He's holding my finger, and he's just squeezing slightly. And then, as I'm doing, he's looking me in the eye, and then as I scissor, if I don't know, if he thinks I might hurt him, or which I'm not going to hurt him, but he squeezes.
Oh no!
Just
really?
to say, I can if
careful.
I want
to. That's lovely. Because some dogs have got lovely characters.
I did a dog yesterday who couldn't stop licking me.
Really?
I had to say, look, enough. Just stop licking. Because I can't trim, and he's there in my face, and I can't see what I'm doing.
Isn't it? Lovely.
So some of them, they're lovely.
Yes. Now, when people have got problems with dogs, what do you recommend it? How should you train a dog? I mean, is there any simple training rules that you can recommend for dogs?
It depends on the problem. I mean, if depends what the problem was, really. I mean, there are puppy classes. I would recommend puppies to go to puppy
Where are the
classes.
puppy classes?
They're in Walton.
Are they?
In the church hall.
Oh, really? And how often do they hold those?
Every week on a Thursday.
Do they? Oh, well, that's interesting.
And they have a puppy class where you can socialise your puppies.
Yes.
And you get basic training,
that's
sitting,
very good.
staying, and stuff.
Yes.
And then obviously the classes progress on as the dog learns more.
Yes.
But I would definitely recommend those.
That's at Walton.
At Walton,
Oh, that's
on
very
a Thursday.
Good. On a Thursday, and what time on a Thursday?
Haven't been for years. 7 o'clock, I think, or quarter to 7.
But basically, if anybody's got any problems with a dog, if they come in and see you,
I can advise.
You can advise.
But I'm not a dog trainer.
No. But you can tell them where they can go,
yes,
or what they can do.
Yeah.
And do you get very many dogs that have been, how should I say, adopted? You know, people have got rid of them, and people have gone to the rescue places.
Oh,
and
yes,
got
lots.
them. And what's your opinion of that? What do you find about that?
The dogs they're lovely. I mean, you know,
yes.
we get a lot from the customers come in and say, you know, they've got them from the Blue Cross or the ISPCA.
Yes.
And they are lovely little dogs.
Yes. So basically, people can not only get the treatment from you and get the dogs trimmed and looked after, but they can come in there and you've got all the accessories in the shop for sale, I think.
Well, we stock shampoos and
yes.
the sprays. We do cologne sprays, so if you've got a smelly dog, you can spray on between baths.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's
Eau de cologne.
Oh, I see. So they've got their own doggy scent.
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely.
And we do spray them after, when they've been trimmed and they've all finished.
Yes.
They have a squirt of perfume.
Oh, do
But
they?
we only do the girls' perfume because we don't like the smell of the boys.
Oh, I see.
So I'm afraid all the boys go out smelling
I see.
the girls' perfume.
Yes.
But it smells nice.
It's lovely. And how do you fit all of this with your family life? Because you've got children, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got 2 children. So the oldest is at school.
Yes.
But the youngest doesn't start nursery till October.
Yes.
So what we do is take it in turns. So I work 3 days,
yes.
and Mum has him,
yes.
and then she works 2 days, and I have him.
Oh, I see.
So,
and gosh, you're a busy couple, aren't you? But I think there are more dogs in Felixstowe than in practically any other town I know.
I don't know. There's lots of Bichons.
Oh, isn't it strange?
Yeah. And Lhasa Apsos, Bichons, and Cockapoos seem to be coming.
Really?
Through quite a bit.
Is there a pet shop that sells dogs in Felixstowe?
No, you can't sell dogs from pet shops now.
Oh, can't they? Oh, I didn't know that.
No.
So you're not allowed to...
I don't think so.
I don't know. It's years since I've been in a pet shop, but I always used to know that you could go to a pet shop and see the puppies.
No, you can't do that.
You can't do that. So how do people, looking at adverts, I suppose, to find a dog?
If I were looking for a dog,
yes.
I would go... well, it depends, you see. If you want a pedigree dog,
yes.
I would go online to Pet Plan or the Kennel Club.
Oh, I see.
And they will send you a list of registered puppies.
Oh, I see.
That are available now.
Yes.
Or there are sites online that sell, you know, people can advertise
Yes.
puppies.
Yes.
Where you'll find all
But this is where you find the puppies. They run for several £100, some of them, don't they? The pedigree puppies.
The cross... the Cockapoos and Labradoodles and things that they breed now go for more than pedigree dogs.
No, really? Do they really?
Sometimes, yes.
But it runs into hundreds, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
well, you could pay £1,000 for a pug.
No, really, as much as that.
You could pay £800 for a Labradoodle.
Really, gosh. I'm afraid I used to have Irish Wolfhounds, which was a different thing. But now, if I wanted a dog, I'd go to one of the rescue people. And so where are the rescue people?
Well, there's the Blue Cross.
The Blue Cross. Where are they in Felixstowe?
In Walton.
In Walton, yes.
And the ISPCA, which I think is... I don't really know where they are. I can't remember where the ISPCA is.
I don't know, but there's an RSPCA charity shop, and I presume anybody can go in there and they'd recommend it, because there's nothing like having a dog.
Oh no,
and especially Felixstowe's got a lot of older people and retired people.
Well, we had some of our customers on their 3rd generation of dogs.
Are they really? 3rd generation? Well, they've bred them themselves.
No, but we trimmed the 3rd.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know, from when Mum started trimming in '82 here.
Yes.
Customers are now bringing their 3rd dog back.
That's proof of great satisfaction of what you're doing. So from the look of you, you enjoy what you do.
I love my job.
And the dogs seem to love you. I mean, look at the little Bella there. She's been with you the whole time. And it's fascinating to know you started in Gainsborough Road, where our studios are. And all I can say is thank you very much for coming along.
Thank you.
And may I say to our viewers that if you want a dog seen to, advice on dogs or dog accessories, go along to Dandy Dogs in Cobbled Road. They've got a lovely little shop there. You're given a very warm welcome, and I know from my own personal experience, we've taken Bella there about 3 or 4 times now, and it's not expensive if you work it. We take her about every 3 months, and it only works out at a couple of pounds a week if you add it up. So it's not expensive, well worth doing, makes all the difference, and you do at least know that without taking your dog to the vet, it's in good condition and you'll be advised about it. So I can thoroughly recommend Dandy Dogs. But thank you very much for looking. Have a good weekend, and we hope to see you again very soon. Thank you very much, and thank you, Sarah, for coming along.
Thank you.